Welcome to Random Facts and News. Today we dive into the turbulent waters of the US economy, a topic that is often sugar-coated. In recent years, you may have heard official statements painting a picture of a robust and thriving economy. We've been told that stocks are soaring, jobs are plenty, and the American dream is alive and well. But let's take a closer look, shall we? Behind the mask of these optimistic statements, the reality is a little different for many everyday Americans. Millions of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, their financial stability hanging by a thread. And it's not just about jobs. Have you noticed the price of groceries lately? It's like every trip to the store is a mini heart attack. Inflation is on the rise and it's hitting Americans where it hurts the most, their wallets. But the official inflation numbers? They tell a different story. One that seems disconnected from the reality of skyrocketing prices. The truth is, the US economy isn't quite the land of milk and honey it's often made out to be. These struggles are a stark reminder of this. They represent the unmasked state of the US economy, one that's far from the rosy picture painted by official statements. The reality is, the US economy isn't as rosy as some would have you believe. The American dream is becoming increasingly elusive for our young generation. In the land of opportunity, the path to prosperity seems to be growing longer and steeper with each passing year. Let's talk about jobs. Young people are told from a young age to pursue education, to work hard, and that doing so will open doors. Yet, they're finding that the doors are often shut or only slightly ajar. Graduates, armed with degrees and burdened with student loans, are entering a job market that's not only competitive but sometimes seemingly non-existent. The cost of living is another hurdle. It's not just about the skyrocketing housing prices that have made owning a home a distant dream for many. It stretches to everyday groceries, transportation, healthcare. The price tags on these are increasing, often outpacing the growth of wages. And let's not forget about inflation. It's a term that's thrown around a lot, but do we truly grasp its implications? It's like a stealthy thief, subtly diminishing the value of hard-earned money. Yet its impact is often downplayed or masked behind complex economic jargon. The reality is, inflation rates are high, and they're eating into the purchasing power of young Americans, making the struggle to make ends meet even more challenging. These aren't isolated incidents. They're the lived experiences of many young Americans today. For many young Americans, the future seems more like a challenge than a promise. The American dream, once a beacon of hope, now feels like a mirage to many. But it's not just about recognizing these struggles, it's about addressing them, about reigniting the promise of a better tomorrow. Because our young generation deserves not just to dream, but to see their dreams come to fruition. The promises made have not been fulfilled, leading to a shift in political allegiances. The disillusionment stems from a myriad of unfulfilled promises. These include better economic prospects, job security, and an improved standard of living. However, the reality on the ground paints a starkly different picture. The promised economic boom hasn't materialized. Instead, there is a cycle of financial instability. With the rising cost of living, there is a recipe for disillusionment. The current administration's inability to curb inflation has left many feeling the pinch, further straining already tight budgets. These unmet expectations have led to a palpable shift in the political landscape. The political landscape is shifting and the voices of the disillusioned are growing louder. The shining cities of Los Angeles and New York mask a distressing truth. Hidden beneath the gleaming skyscrapers and vibrant nightlife is a stark contrast that cannot be overlooked: the mounting homelessness crisis. This problem isn't restricted to these urban giants alone. It is a nationwide issue that is escalating at the center of the world's wealthiest nation. It's quite a conundrum that thousands lack a warm, safe space to lay their heads at night. This predicament hasn't sprung up overnight. It is an indicator of deeper problems: economic instability, the widening wealth gap, and insufficient social safety nets. As we traverse the city streets, the sight of makeshift tents and huddled figures is a moving reminder of this crisis. It is a dire call to address the root causes, to reassess our societal priorities, ensuring that the fundamental human right to shelter is within everyone's reach. In the land of promises, an alarming number of people are devoid of a roof over their heads. It is a shame that in the richest country in the world, our senior citizens are working 2 jobs and are food insecure and cannot afford their medications. Facing an uphill battle towards a secure future is no small feat. Born into economic uncertainty, grappling with unprecedented challenges such as the skyrocketing cost of education and the staggering price of housing presents daunting financial hurdles. To compound matters, wages have stagnated, making it increasingly difficult to keep up with the ever-rising cost of living. Unlike in the past, the dream of homeownership remains elusive for many, and the prospect of a comfortable retirement seems almost fantastical. The high cost of living, coupled with a volatile job market, has forced many to delay milestones such as starting a family or purchasing a home. The economic system as it stands leaves little room for saving, making a distant dream for many. This paints a grim picture for the future. The golden years may not be so golden after all. Parallel to the economic struggles we've been discussing, another phenomenon has emerged on the political stage. The harsh economic situation in America has given rise to a new breed of leaders. Leaders who capitalize on the public's disenchantment with traditional politics, who stoke fears and division, and who promise quick fixes to complex problems. These authoritarian neoliberal leaders and nationalist demagogues have managed to gain traction, promising to shake up the status quo and to restore perceived losses. They tap into the disillusionment and frustration of the public, offering them a scapegoat for their struggles and a promise of a return to better days. However, these leaders pose a significant risk to the democratic fabric of the nation. Their policies often undermine social harmony, exacerbate division, and pose a threat to the rights and freedoms we hold dear. They promote an economic system that benefits the wealthy while leaving the majority to grapple with the harsh realities of the economy. While these leaders may promise quick fixes and a return to the good old days, it is crucial to remember that these are not the solutions to America's deep-seated economic problems. The real solutions require systemic changes, not divisive rhetoric or authoritarian tendencies. As we navigate these turbulent times, it is vital to stay informed, to question, and to demand better from those in power. Having discussed the political landscape and its effects, let's now ground our understanding some numbers. The wealth gap in America is widening at an alarming rate. The richest 1% of the population now holds more wealth than the bottom 50% combined. This disparity is not just a number, it translates into real-world implications, such as limited access to quality education, healthcare, and opportunities for the majority of Americans. An unsettling trend has also been observed. The middle class is shrinking. Over the past few decades, the percentage of Americans who fall into the middle income bracket has been steadily declining. This indicates a significant shift in the economic structure of our society, where the rich are getting richer and more people are falling into poverty. Meanwhile, data shows that the cost of living is outpacing wage growth. This means that even though people might be earning more on paper, their purchasing power is actually decreasing. This phenomenon is especially prevalent among millennials and Gen Z, who are grappling with skyrocketing costs of education, housing, and healthcare. These statistics paint a clear and concerning picture of the economic challenges we face. It's not just about individual struggles but systemic issues that need to be addressed. It's time to face the facts, understand the implications, and work towards solutions that will ensure a more equitable and prosperous future for all. Facing these daunting challenges may seem overwhelming, but it's crucial to remember that there are potential solutions that could pave the way for a more equitable future. Firstly, we could consider the potential of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. As a decentralized financial system, Bitcoin offers an alternative to traditional banking, which is often out of reach for many Americans. By providing a new method of storing and exchanging value, Bitcoin could help level the economic playing field. Next, we see the rise of mutual aid groups which are playing an increasingly important role in our society. Organizations like KC Tenants helps people in Kansas City with tenants' rights. Also, RBN, a group of African American community leaders, has chapters in Boston, Los Angeles, Orlando, Florida. Check out these mutual aid organizations and community groups. These community-based organizations provide support and resources to those in need, offering a grassroots, bottom-up approach to tackling economic inequality. We should also explore non-electoral solutions. Grassroots activism, policy changes, and economic reforms can all play a part in addressing the systemic issues we face. It's not just about voting in elections, but about taking action in our everyday lives to create change. Lastly, the possibility of building a new political party outside of the existing binary system may better represent diverse interests and give a voice to those who feel unheard in our current political landscape. While these solutions are not without their challenges, They represent potential paths towards a more equitable and prosperous future. It's time to think outside the box and explore new ways of doing things. We must not lose sight of the fact that change is possible, and it starts with us. As we navigate through these tumultuous times, it's essential to remember the power of knowledge and collective action. The problems we face are not insurmountable, but they require us to challenge the status quo, to question our systems, and to push for change. We must not forget that each one of us has a role to play. Through our actions, our voices, and our votes, we can influence the course of our society. We can educate ourselves and others, spread awareness about these issues, and advocate for the changes we want to see. Knowledge is a powerful tool in our hands. The more we know, the better equipped we are to understand the world around us and to make informed decisions. By staying informed and engaged, we can contribute to the dialogue and help shape the narrative around these issues. But knowledge alone is not enough. We need to translate our knowledge into action. We need to join forces with others who share our vision for a better world. Whether it's participating in peaceful protests, volunteering in our communities, or supporting causes that resonate with us, our collective actions can make a significant impact. In this digital age, we also have the power to amplify our voices and spread our message far and wide. Social media platforms provide us with an unprecedented opportunity to reach out to others, to share our stories, and to mobilize support for our causes. So let's harness the power of knowledge and collective action. Let's stand up for what we believe in and work together to bring about the change we want to see. Get up and make it happen. Thank you for watching Random Facts and News. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content.